Good morning. Well, it's morning where I am. Episode 122. Genius, take the wheel. Uh, I'm definitely coming to you guys a bit earlier than usual, just off of the simple fact that it's a deload week for Dr. Evil. Yes, a deload week for me. Uh, so the work that I normally do, I basically cut it in half. Last time on the leg press, I believe it was 4 sets of 9 at 425 today. 2 sets of 5 at 225. The leg curl, I was up there, was it like 4 sets of 9 at 130 today? I think I did like 3 sets of 5 at 70. The hack squat, I was doing 4 sets of 9 at 225 today. 2 sets of 5 at 135. Leg extension, I was doing 4 sets of 8 at 170. Today, I think I did 3 sets of 5, 2 sets of 5 at 90. Now, I told you guys on Saturday that I almost chose not to win, but I gotta let you guys know the last couple of days, the kind of physical discomfort. Mrs. Evil. Yep. Mrs. Evil's on her way to work as well. Mrs. Evil's on her way to work as well. Uh, Incidentally speaking, I am also on my way to work. Uh, so, thank you for joining me today, Mrs. Evil. I appreciate you, as always. I had to check on you this morning before I left for the gym. So, I have to look out for you. Um, so, I really did not feel very good the last couple of days. I didn't feel that great after Saturday. I did not feel good on Sunday. I did not feel good yesterday. And, uh, overtraining. I got that overtraining video coming out for you guys. I think I might record it today. Yeah, I'll re-record it today. I recorded it weeks ago and it didn't come out the way it needed to come out, and it actually did kind of kill my enthusiasm for content creation. To have 2 good videos I made just hit the crapper the way it did. But I'll remake those videos because I don't think I've ever trained this hard for this long. So I'm discovering new ways that my body is expressing that I'm abusing it. And I didn't get sick this time. Thank goodness I didn't get sick this time. But my legs have felt pretty bad the last few days. But a lot of guys, when they say that they're going to take rest, most guys just stop training altogether. In fact, I think somebody was suggesting that I refrain from training at all this week. But I had to explain to them why I need a deload as opposed to a full rest week. Um, See, my legs have actually felt really bad, but today doing the half measure, which greatly reduced the stress on my body, it actually encouraged the muscles that I was struggling with. It kind of encouraged them to loosen up a little bit, get some blood in there. So, um, even though I only spent about a half an hour uh, in the gym, um, my legs feel so much better. It's not good to just try to just go from doing too much to nothing at all. Um, Really made me feel stiff and uncomfortable, stiff in a bad way. Giggity. Um, I had a difficult time getting into the car this morning, but a more definitely an easier time getting into the car to leave the gym today. So rest can take multiple forms, y'all. Rest takes multiple forms, and you need to be able to decide which form works best for you. If you are working really hard for weeks on end, like I have, and you take a week off and you do nothing, and you come back the following week and you feel like the DOMs are really bad, then rest weeks aren't for you. Deload weeks are for you. And you don't even have to go hard. What's up, Talia Aarons? How you doing today? Like I said, I did roughly half the intensity, which really felt like 25% of the intensity. It really didn't feel very intense at all. Um, but it was really, half of what my working weight has been. I'm doing good, Talia. I've been doing pretty good overall, even though it really, again, I used to hate deload weeks because it felt like I was wasting my time. But, uh, getting my body to move a little bit has been very helpful. And I don't have to push super heavy weight. I'm not pushing hard enough to do any, can't be out here getting speed camera tickets. That's one of the annoying things. I spent some time driving upstate, and I had a pretty decent time. I'm driving at 65 miles per hour. Let's say I'm not going to say I drove any faster than that. Uh, but then you come back to New York City, the speed limit is like 13 miles an hour. Hey, thank you, Tilly. I appreciate you. I try to bring good, inspirational content, informative. I am a professional fitness trainer here in New York City. And, I like to describe, what my journey has been trying to get into the best shape of my life, really since the end of January when my father died. And I have, I don't know, I'm just in the best shape I've ever been. both aesthetically and health wise. So I try to bring information to all of you that you guys can actually use. And there are going to be some people that say, hey, I can afford to do an entire rest week, or most people that train seriously train 3 or 4 days a week, so you get 3 off days. So you don't really have to go into like a crazy, deload or rest period like I've had to do. But I definitely did do too much work. Work, 9 weeks total, and only 4 rest days in those 9 weeks is really not healthy. It's not healthy. I'm glad that I pushed through it because it proved something to myself mentally. But definitely not the physically healthiest thing that I could do. And my body was definitely starting to let me know about it. My left patella tendon was really starting to get very achy from a lot of the super heavy leg work I do 3 days a week. So, being on really stiff legs the last couple of days is just no way to live. And, I'm happy that, I was able to get in there today because I was starting to rationalize to myself not going to the gym today. But it was definitely the right move to go there, get my muscles moving, especially stretch out my quads a bit. And so that I benefited from that tremendously. God damn it, man. Shit. I was going to try to switch lanes, and I'm now being blocked from doing so. Please let me in. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes. So, um, some of you, you guys get enough rest every week. If you train 4 days a week, you get 3 off days a week. Me, I have 4 off days in 9 weeks. So just going cold turkey with, I'm in New York City, Talia. Uh, going so many weeks in a row with no rest, my body has definitely let me know about it. And just going to like not train at all, it would definitely make my body feel really shitty um, upon return because I plan to only do this deload for 1 week and then go back to the hard training. So, I moved up to 425 for volume on the leg extension. I will continue. Is this garbage truck going to switch lanes? Please don't switch lanes. Thank you. This week obviously is going to be a little boring. Uh, I'm going to be showcasing some footage on TSP. Some of the uh, some of the feats of strength that I was able to. You could have just, I don't know, let me change lanes. I don't know. Uh, Let me see. Talia says yes. I also go to the gym. How many days do you train, Talia, per week on average? Anybody watching, you can put in the amount of the number of days per week on average that you train. I train 10 times a week, meaning that normally I train every single day. On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I train twice a day. I do a lot of heavy leg stuff in the morning, and then whatever I'm responsible for in the upper body. Uh, in the afternoon. Depending on uh, my uh, depending on uh, my schedule with clientele. Talia trains every day. What kind of training do you do? What kind of athlete are you? Do you do Olympic lifting, strength training, bodybuilding, train for sport? Me, I used to train for strength, and then now, especially in my advanced age of 41, I am prioritizing muscle building so that I have more muscle to preserve as I work through my 40s. Uh, and, kind of going into, there's not enough space for me to sit over there. As I work through my 40s and towards my 50s. That's the hope anyway. So let me do this. It smells like hot asphalt, which is probably the same as just, hot ass. A short? I'm not sure what you mean, Talia. But yes, I absolutely did need to figure out how to um, all right, sorry about that, folks. All right, Talia, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Everybody that comes to the stream, I really do appreciate you. But yes, it's been I've been really working really hard. And why are there all these ambulances in this neighborhood? Weird. Um, I got construction going on around me. I've got all kinds of. Let me open this door. Oh, there you go. All right. How you doing? All right. They're not going to be able to see you, so you can wave for the camera if you want.
Oh, we're not late.
See, there you go. Disembodied hand again. Oh no, we're very, very, very much ahead of time.
Oh,
Very, very much ahead of time. So, yeah. Yep. Oh, they are pouring the asphalt. I was like, damn, this smells like hot asphalt. They are pouring asphalt. All right. So yeah, guys, get your rest. There's a lot of I don't know if there's anything really crazy that I really want to speak about that's going on in the world. But I do want to let you guys know, please take care of your bodies so that your body can continue to take care of you. If you train as often as I do, as hard as I do, make sure you're eating good food, enough food for your goals and to continue to perform. Also, make sure you get good sleep. You know what I'm saying? I had to forego a certain amount of fun last night in favor of sleep so that my body could feel less crappy than it did the last couple of days. Shifting gears, I saw a really weird story of I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. There's a lot of weird stuff that seems to keep happening in Atlanta. Apparently, a homeless dude put up a post on Facebook. Please honor the stop sign, guy. Thank you. Um, this guy puts a post up on social media on Facebook. Um, and it's weird because I don't know. I just think that he had an expectation of being successful. Homeless dude goes on social media and basically asking grown women for a place to stay. I mean, this is what we would normally refer to as a homosexual. Um, I don't really believe that. Come on, guy, pay attention. I'd like to make this light. Um, the homosexual is a guy that basically does not provide living arrangements for himself. Rather, he seeks the assistance of women instead. So this guy puts up posts on social media, and a lot of women today are like, men are absolutely worthless and all that stuff. If you don't pay all of her bills and all that jazz, they're pretty adamant about resource extraction when they deal with men. But it appears that if you look a certain way, that all of those standards go out the window. I think it's a little strange, but all of a sudden the man does not have to provide for you. Now you are willing to provide for him. Now, I'm not going to bash the guy. Um, you know, people, you would be surprised all the different ways you can end up homeless in the United States of America. Um, I was a DV victim multiple times, ended up homeless with my mother. I ended up homeless because of the abuse of my mother later on. So I was, 19 years old, homeless. There's a lot of, and I was employed by a Fortune 50 company at the time. So there's a lot of different situations where you can find yourself uh, homeless, or the new liberal term is unhoused. We didn't need a new word for that. Anyway, so you hear a lot about how strong and independent don't need no man, and men are worthless and useless and evil, and they choose the bear and all that. But I mean, the women choose the bear unless he's a 6'6" serial unaliver of women. Then they choose the man, as long as he's really attractive and he takes women off the census for no good reason. But if you are, let's say, I don't know, 5'9" and maybe not a millionaire, then they choose the bear. I'm 6'3". The ladies in my life, they didn't choose the bear. I'm thankful for that. Thank you for not choosing the bear. I appreciate you.
We're bears.
Oh man. But it's just weird. More than 1,000 women offered this man a place to stay without doing so much as a background check, which is that is so crazy to me. I read some of the comments, and some of the women are saying, they're like, "Yo, I'll feed you and I'll house you. I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you." And I'm like, wasn't you just now saying that ain't nothing going on but the rent and no romance without finance? I have to shout out some of these stupid New York City drivers. Now, there is a truck that is moving a large metal plate in front of us, right? And you can actually see, because the crane mechanism is like 25 feet in the air. And you can see that they're moving this big metal plate. And some asshole behind me still thought it was a good idea to honk his horn. I don't understand people. I don't understand people.
They're blind.
No, they're idiots. Again, that crane is at least 25 feet up in the air. That means everybody in every vehicle behind me can see that there is a crane in motion in front of us. And you're still honking your horn. Idiots. Last week we were discussing possibly transporting ourselves around Berlin, Germany in September, instead of taking like cabs or public transportation, right? We were talking about possibly renting a car. Now, I've been now to two foreign countries besides the United States, would be the Dominican Republic and the UK. And I did not drive in either place. I was a passenger in both places. And now in a couple of months, we're looking at about 3 months from now, we are looking at going to Berlin, Germany. Ms. Evil is going to be running the Berlin Marathon at the end of September. And um, we are kind of looking at the transportation costs of, taking public transportation versus ride share versus driving uh, ourselves. And I've obviously never driven in a foreign country before, so that would be pretty interesting. Apparently, Germany also drives on the right side of the road, which is the right side of the road. I don't know what's going on with the UK. Why do they want to be different? Anyway, so thinking it may not be that hard to drive in Germany, since I'm, uh, most of the rules of the road should be the same. And we were talking about how people think that it's easier to drive in some foreign countries because New York City is a lot of the times one of the most difficult places. One of the most difficult places to. I almost hit this guy on a bike just now. No helmet, in my blind spot. See him making a left-hand turn, but obviously, I'm a very defensive driver, so I always, I'm always expecting somebody to be in my blind spot. So, um, wow, we haven't been on this road in several weeks.
Yes.
Like, whoa, felt like deja vu. Uh, yeah, so that guy just kind of just cruised on my left side. And guys, especially if you're making a left-hand turn, it doesn't cost you anything to be a little slower and take an extra glance. Doesn't cost you anything. But if you hit somebody, it's going to cost you a lot. Uh, but anyway, seeing like how frustrating it is sometimes to drive here in New York City, uh, I'm thinking it might be a piece of cake trying to drive in Germany. Well, at least I'm hoping that it'll be that way.
For you, I think it will be a couple of easier to drive there because you're
yeah, I'm just wondering. Berlin is still a major city of sorts, and I'm wondering if I'm just a little bit slow on the gas pedal, will there be a bunch of honking? Which probably not. When I drove in Miami, there really wasn't any problem with that at all.
honestly from Miami. It might be similar with Germany.
Maybe, maybe. Yeah, people told me that like the traffic on Miami was really bad. It didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother me at all. So I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see what the experience of driving in Germany will be like. So I'll probably do a couple of live streams from out there. I'm pretty sure that there will be UFC so on that weekend. So we'll more than likely be doing Filthy Casual MMA Watch Party on TSP during that week. I owe you guys a lot of content on TSP. But yeah, guys. Hey, we got Kratos. What's goody? It's good to see you, Kratos. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. Uh, it was fun hanging out in your live stream. I think it was Sunday. That was pretty fun. So welcome to the stream. Thank you for hitting the like button. I do appreciate you. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what Berlin is like as a driver. I think I have to get some sort of official document that translates my driver's license here in New York to one that law enforcement in Germany can read in case they don't speak English, which I think is pretty interesting. So if that comes to fruition, I'm definitely going to try to take a screenshot of whatever that document is. I will definitely try to do that. Anyway, to the other story, it was just um, I saw a video recently. Actually, I've seen it make the rounds on a lot of men's platforms of a woman. And basically, I'm just going to kind of tie this into the theme that a lot of times when women say something, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they mean. Um, so, another example, because obviously you hear so many of these women claim that a guy needs to make X number of hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to date them, but then when an attractive homeless man needs some place to live, all of a sudden, you know, they forget their monetary requirements and they don't mind going 50-50. I saw this video of this woman who talked about um, uh, going over to a guy's house, being invited to a guy's house. Upon being invited to his house, she informed him that there will be no hanky panky. Oh no, Mrs. Evil only filled up 9 gallons of gas. No.
Why?
Credo said I had two 12 plus hour shifts over the weekend, but all I can say is this, Doc, you're looking absolutely jacked at the gills for those. Thanks, Kratos. Mrs. Eva was not able to get 10 gallons into the gas tank.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sad. But I have until like September 30th to get the 6 fill-ups that I need to continue to get my gas discount. So it shouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, it probably is the end of the world. Yeah, I mean, what are we gonna do? Um, but anyway, so this example, this woman said that she was invited to a guy's house, and she let the guy know that she had boundaries, that she did not want to have. Uh, she didn't want to be. She did not want to interact with his Frankenbeans. Okay. Yeah. She did not want to interact with his Frankenbeans. Okay. And apparently, she went over. They did the Netflix and chill without the Netflix and chill, and they she decided to sleep in the bed with him, and he honored her wishes by not taking it any further than what she said that she was comfortable with. She said that she would not uh, interact with him on that level. And he said, okay, and he honored it. But then she lamented, she was actually upset that he honored her boundaries. And her response was, are you gay? Now, you invited me over to your house, presumably because you wanted to get in where you fit in. I said no. You honored the no. And because you honored my boundaries, I have to now question if you're gay. This is what this woman said. And then she was like, it made her feel ugly that a guy would honor the fact that she was not giving consent and he did not violate her. Somebody please make that make sense. Well, it doesn't. There is a really funny channel on YouTube that actually explains the concept and what it actually means. There's a YouTube channel called HOMATH, HOE_MATH, HOMATH, and I thought it was hilarious the way he kind of put it. He called it the mystery zone, where all too often women are requiring that men read hints in an era where guys are uh, you know ending up in prison because no, this is a hydrant. These guys are ending up in prison because they didn't read the hint properly. Or sometimes you'll get a situation where a woman. Also, there are no legitimate spots at this time because of the side of the street that we're on.
My question was, is it far enough? Maybe not enough.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because this is the alternate side parking rule.
Okay.
So I'll leave the key in the car for you. Yeah. So, in this age where, even if a woman does give consent, but she didn't really want to give consent, a detective can show up at your door. So, this era of, you have to read these hints. And if I say no, but really mean yes, and you don't take advantage, then you're gay. That's got to stop. That's absolutely got to stop. Um, and I definitely did agree with the gentleman's overall presentation. A lot of guys, they have, they're just not really sure what they should do in a lot of these situations. Am I about to get a legit parking spot? Uh-oh, let's go. It's about to go down. Come on, pull out. Yeah, come on. Keep your pull-out game strong, sir. Let's go. All right. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Gotta make sure that I enough space. All right. Quickly. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. Legit parking spot. Today, Dr. Evil is lucky. Let's go. So, if you want to go get breakfast, I guess you could do that. You're really sweaty.
Am I?
Yeah.
No.
Like your hair is matted to your forehead
Oh.
and you look glazed. I feel bad for this guy because I just parked here. I mean, do you really want to sit here for an hour having people ask you if you're going to move while you're sitting in the passenger seat? You might want to take a walk.
I have nowhere to go.
I don't know.
Should I go home?
I mean, if you did walk home, I would laugh my ass off. Like that ass.
Today will be the last day you have parking assistant by me.
Oh man. So yeah, a lot of times, guys, you're gonna find situations where um, you're not quite sure what to do, and the safest thing to do is do nothing. Seriously, do nothing. It is not worth getting in trouble with the law or uh, or having your reputation ruined by just the thought of an accusation. It's just simply not worth it. If she says yes and her body language says no, then definitely abort mission. It is not, the cheeks are just not, the cheeks are not worth. There goes the disembodied hand. There we go. AKA joy walking. Um, it's just simply not worth the risk of not really understanding what was expected of you in that moment. So yeah, I just like you guys to you know understand that a lot of what you'll hear is probably not what they actually think or feel, but don't try to mind read. If you're and that's one of the things I really appreciate about the women that I keep in my life. There is never any question about where I stand or where anybody else stands with them. Mrs. Evil, you doing okay over? Oh, she was walking outside. She was walking outside.
She's thinking of the 1 gallon of
But
gas.
yeah, she's saying about that 1 gallon of gas she didn't pump. All right, Mrs. Evil. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. Um, Yeah, yeah. That a lot of get really frustrated about the dating situation in the United States and some of these Western countries. But I always think that you should err on the side of caution. Always err on the side of caution. Um, I really like the way Hope Math put it. On one side, the worst that can happen is your life is destroyed, and on the other side, if you err on the side of caution, the worst that can do is that she calls you gay. And contrary to the opinion of some women, a woman calling you gay does not actually make you gay. Yeah, yeah. A woman trying to insult you using sexuality doesn't actually change your sexuality.
Say yes, but not yes. No, but not no.
Yeah, yes, but not yes. No, but not no. And if he just decides to do nothing and you call him gay, he doesn't actually become gay.
Are you gay?
No. Although I had an Australian man ask me if you were a lesbian because of you and Mrs. Evil. And I was like, no, they're both with me. It's not possible for them to be lesbian if they're with me. So it reminded me of that conversation that I had with you 12 years ago. I'm sorry. That was just really funny.
I will hold your hand next time.
Yeah. Yo, it's 76 degrees at 8:23 in the morning, and we're sitting in this car with the windows mostly closed. Yeah.
Hold me next time. Oh my god.
You did not ask for consent before touching me. I could have warned you if you asked for consent. Oh my God. You're too much. You're too much. I do want to speak on one more subject, because I don't think I've really talked about it much on this channel or on TSP. Um, LeBron James getting his son drafted by the Lakers. His son got a guaranteed contract, 4 years, $7.9 million. Um, a lot of people were mad about the guaranteed contract. People were mad that the fourth to the last pick in the NBA draft was used for nepotistic purposes. Let's call it that. Um, I just want to just say from my own perspective, looking at the world, there's a lot of nepotism in the world, and I think that um, if you look at, I mean, just look at this. I don't know if you guys have watched this series called Succession. Now, one of my clients suggested that I watch Succession, and I wasn't really interested in watching the series, but um, I ended up watching it and becoming really interested in in the show. And that whole show was about rich people trying to shoehorn their rich children into high level positions of ownership and control of very powerful influential companies. That was basically the whole show. And looking around Rupert Murdoch, looking around at some owners of some professional football teams here in the United States, the way that the Lakers ownership has gone, New York Knicks Rangers ownership, the old New York Mets ownership, the Fred and Jeff Wilpon are father and son. You look around sports and you look around big business and media, and all you see is nepotism. And we accept that as just kind of like the way of the world. We just look at it as, hey, this is just how it's done. Rich people at the top, they consolidate resources and influence and power, try to keep it in tight circles at the top and watch the money flow upwards. And we usually don't have a problem with that unless like the economy is like super bad and, we're seeing, big fish at the top, eating and everybody else is starving. That's when we tend to start to have a problem with it. But for the most part, we root for rich people. The thing that I don't understand is why is it now that we have a problem with LeBron James? We have a problem with nepotism when it comes to LeBron James getting an opportunity for his son. Now, anybody that knows basketball and has been paying attention to basketball the last 2 years understands that Bronny James, or LeBron James Jr., does not belong in the NBA. We all understand this. However, he will get the best coaching, he will be in the best environments, and he may end up at the end of the bench on a playoff team. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all of this consternation. Everybody's in an uproar over LeBron James Jr. being the 12th man on the bench, or the 13th man on the bench. Um, when him being on the roster was a condition of, LeBron James staying an active player and on the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers probably don't win 35 games without LeBron James. So having father and son on the team win more games than not having either one. But in a world where we very rarely hear any problems that people have with nepotism, all of a sudden, when LeBron James gets a chance to get his son an opportunity, all of a sudden nepotism is a super horrible thing. And then I've had to ask people, is nepotism in this situation, is it bad because it's bad? Or is it bad because you don't like LeBron James? I've asked several guys, like if Michael Jordan would have gotten Marcus Jordan onto the Chicago Bulls or the Washington Wizards, if he could have shoehorned him onto any team that he was on or even own the Bobcats/Hornets. I mean, Jordan's son was absolute trash. I mean, the closest thing that Marcus Jordan could, the closest thing that Marcus Jordan could get to being a baller was being a simp for one of his father's ex-teammates' ex-wives. That's as close as he's ever going to get to playing in the NBA. Is playing inside of an old, washed-up ex-NBA wife. But if Michael Jordan would have gotten Marcus Jordan on the Chicago Bulls or the Washington Wizards or the Charlotte Bobcats, Charlotte Hornets, would people really be as angry? I don't think so. I really don't think that people would be all up in arms about Michael Jordan getting an opportunity for his son that his son did not quite earn. Say hello to Ronaldo Jr. fan. All right, cool. Welcome. Apparently, he really likes you too. But yeah, I just um, I just think it's a little weird. I don't expect Bronny James to do well in the NBA, but I could be wrong. Um, I do hope for the most chaos. I hope that he does super well and that people are super mad about it. Um, but that's just my opinion. That's just what I wish for. The way that I assess him is we have a player in New York named Miles McBride, aka Deuce McBride. He's kind of smallish, but he plays really hard. Plays with a lot of energy. He's very quick, and he takes huge pride in playing defense, even though he is undersized. And I'm kind of hoping that Bronny James kind of fashions his game kind of close to Miles McBride, and and I hope that he proves the haters wrong, shows that he belongs in the NBA, maybe even makes an all-star team on his own merit. I would really hope for that. That would be really cool. But the LeBron James hate that we see in society is real, real strange, and it looks like mental illness. I am by no means a fan of Donald Trump, but it reminds me of that, you know, uh, how people, it, it's almost become irrational how people hate Donald Trump. It's become pretty much irrational how people hate LeBron James. It just makes absolutely no sense the amount of hate that this guy is getting. He hasn't really done anything to anybody. Now, I don't like the guy, but I can be fair and call out the BS where I see it. But if you're a guy out here that's mad that Bronny James Jr. is on an NBA roster, just kind of want you to ask yourself that question. If Marcus Jordan was on the same roster as Michael Jordan, would you still have a problem with that? And if the answer is no, you're a hypocritical hater. All right, y'all. I got to get ready for work. It's been nice having this extended driving stream with you guys post workout. Obviously, again, my workout was of the resting variety, it was of the deload variety. I basically worked at half capacity, and my legs feel so much better. Later on today, I am going to do some vertical pull, very light, a few pull ups, a little bit of lat pull down, a couple of light bicep curls, just to kind of make sure that everything is in working order. No intensity whatsoever. Um, no intensity whatsoever this week. For those of you who are here for the first time and you want a little bit of motivation to work hard in life or in your physical training, be it strength training, bodybuilding, come back through here. Um, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings, letting you guys know what my journey is as I attempt to get the most muscle that I've ever gotten in my life, now at age 41. So, and doing it without TRT, doing it without HRT, doing it without Tremboloni sandwiches. So, yeah, definitely. Um, I'd like you guys to come back if you really care about fitness. If you guys want to give some of your opinions on some of what's being discussed here, or ask my opinion on other things going on in this wacky world, definitely come back through, or we'll be here on Thursday. Disembodied hand, you have anything to say to the people? All right. Well, she's waving a goodbye, and I will leave you with this like I always do. If you believe yourself to be a strong person, you are absolutely correct. Let's get it. Let's get to